So today we're gonna be testing a new posture on this time trial bike. One of the things that we did was to adjust the saddle. Now we're gonna go a little bit lower, and then we're gonna see if we can sustain that speed since the course would normally be flat. So those are the small things, but you do this before the race, not a day before the race. So still we're gonna be using an 1125, and then we're gonna maintain our 58 chainring for today, and we'll see if this new posture could help us do a little bit better or more sustainable, because to go faster, it's either you stomp on the pedal more or go more on aerodynamics. Okay, so here we are changing the height of the handle post. We wanted to make it a little bit lower. We're now using a 50mm stem to make sure that we get to use the core. Tom is here to help me out as usual, as I also help him out in this posture. There are many ways of being strong, fast, and have an exponential improvement on your bike legs, especially for triathletes and even cyclists. One of the things that is traditional is do more mileage. Spend a lot of time on the road, under the heat of the sun, log in more kilometers than everyone else. On the other hand, the other free stuff that you can do is perfect your posture. One of the things that we focus on when you get your bike fitting or biomechanics, and you say that you want to focus on your, let's say, time trials, if you're a triathlete or even a cyclist, we will work on a sustainable posture together, wherein you can produce the smallest frontal surface area footprint. So the key in going faster, aside from having so much wattage, is having a sustainable posture that allows you to slice through the wind. So this one, after every major change on your bike, we make sure that we test it on the real roads instead of just the studio. There's a difference between studio bike fitting and biomechanics versus actual riding on real roads, because this is where you can really feel the buffeting of the headwind, tailwind, side wind, diagonal winds, everything else. And it will also test if you can really hold that speed and posture for the longest amount of time. And every other testing, we always end with the buko juice. Solid, Paul. Oh, thank you.
Toasted. I want some, like 10.
So what did you notice on the test ride today?
The posture is a big help. It's like 10 plus 10 kilometers per hour.
10 kilometers per hour.
Yeah.
Solid, huh?
Daya mo, coach.
So that's the reason why we are obsessed on posture and biomechanics, not bike fitting. Bike fitting is just gonna make you comfortable. Biomechanics work on your body, how to
Adapt.
be as efficient. So what did you notice from the position since you were behind?
It's more aerodynamics.
So even from behind you can see how different it is. And no movement, no?
I cannot find my position. 65 kilometers per hour.
65, dude.
Cadence is around 150.
100?
No, 150.
But did you also see on the climb, our speed on the climb?
Yes, coach.
We were going 44.
I cannot catch
42, 44. Solid, man. So that's Mr. Clean. Good stuff. If you have bike fitting and biomechanics in cycling, there's also biomechanics in swimming. Biomechanics, by definition, is the efficiency of motion. So it's the obsession on posture and technique that would provide you the least amount of effort to go at the same speed. So we also do this on swimming, especially for non-swimmers. I am personally not a swimmer. I like cycling. So we have to take a different approach because we don't have the same opportunity to go to swimming pools because it's really not our community. So we have to solve the same seasonal problems of the difficulty in swimming by organizing a different approach. So this one, we also have to test our efficiency, our hydrodynamics. That's the opposite of aerodynamics. Hydrodynamics is much more important because water is denser than air. So after cycling, we usually do this tests. We call it synchronized strokes, glide, or whatever you call it. Bottom line is, we have to test how we can glide through the water as efficiently as possible, even though we, I guess, only train 5% compared to traditional swimmers. Usually we only swim twice or 3 times a month when we have the opportunity. So we have to test everything on the swimming pool. Yeah, we don't really have a lot of swimsuits because it's really not our, you can say, not our sport. So we have to usually swim with our cycling kit. But it usually works out. But the rule of thumb is you test it before the race and focus on your efficiency if you don't have the opportunity for mileage. Just like us, we don't have the chance to do a lot of swimming mileage, so we just try to make up for it through efficiency, and that's biomechanics in swimming. With me now is Pompeo, Benjo, and Tom after we did a morning bike ride. Now it's perfect. And then aside from swimming pool swimming, you can also complement and learn how to do sighting in open waters, because in the swimming pool you always have the tiles, you always have the lane lines. It just makes it a little bit easier when you're in the swimming pool, but on the real races you would have to do a lot of sighting. So the only way you can do this is do this on the ocean. So I'm with Hill Fernandez beside me, trying to practice sighting, and you can see how you can sight without disrupting your stroke. And this is very important to do because one of the key metrics in a successful triathlon swim is the ability to continuously swim instead of stopping every single time you think that you're lost. And that's the one that usually slows down a lot of the newbies. And since CRZ is mostly a platform for newbies, instead of swimming a lot of mileage, instead of swimming faster, which some of us, we gotta agree, and we have to admit, would be a little bit difficult. So instead, we just try to practice methods and techniques that would minimize the stopping. Because most of us will never see the buoy, and it's kind of scary when you're swimming in open waters. Again, you have to practice this before race day. And what we're doing here is to find a venue for everyone. Synchronized swimming, sighting, breathing, gliding, everything else. That was cool. Okay.
3, 2, 1, go! And this is our last match for the sprint category. Clark Triathlon Classic 2022. Sprint category 350 meters swim, 20-kilometer bike, and a 3.5-kilometer run. Sprint category 350 meters swim, 20-kilometer bike, and a 3.5-kilometer run.
D-Day, usually with the day when everything has to come together, everything that you simulated, everything that you practice, everything that you try to perfect, all boils down to day. So on the swimming pool event for the Clark Triathlon Classic, this is where you can really showcase the efficiency of movement, even though we gotta admit again, we're not swimmers and we hate the waters because we just like gravel roads right now because we're into gravel racing. Well, not really, gravel riding and cycling. So you can see here that we can make a lot of ground by not stopping. So that's one technique of transferring on the other lane while underwater, and as much as possible stay as slow as you can to keep the body straight. And then you would see here sometimes we would do some sighting in front, exactly what we did in the ocean, exactly what we did with Benjo and Tom, perfecting the stroke. So as we approach the end of the lane at the moment, again, one of the techniques of not losing a lot of time is try to smooth out your transition from one end of the pool to the next lane by going under the rope, touch the wall, and kick off as soon as possible. This It's very simple technique alone, does not require mileage, just presence of mind, and that already saves you 10 to 15 precious seconds every single time you get to the end of the wall. So biomechanics is not just really about mileage and power and strength. Biomechanics is always a study of efficiency of movement and technique, just like so. How we can really lengthen the stroke. At the end of the swimming pool, go up, run off to the transition, and this is me getting off and hurriedly going to the transition to transfer to the bike course. It's always very nice to see your friends, your training partners, the community cheering for everyone. It's such a healthy community. After 2 years of lockdown, everyone needed this, and it's a wonderful day, perfect weather. Everyone's excited, all the spectators, family, and friends. But now, go to serious stuff. So Tommy and I, we're gonna work together. We chase the front guys. Here we go. All the aerodynamics, all the training for posture and be able to hold a very small frontal surface area. This is where it all works out. Yeah. The more aerodynamic you are, the more that you can slice through the wind and save a lot of energy. Right, some more. All the way to Petron. Okay. Immediately after the bike, no resting, we go straight to the run. So I'll be running with Tom for a moment before we start speeding up. Hey! I'll see you soon. Good job. And trying to gain ground with the front runners. So this is a wave start, so we don't know who's going to win until the end of the race. So we just have to really push. After that very long, very strenuous bike ride, as soon as we catch our breath and the heart rate stabilizes, we start speeding up. Tom will go on his pace. Kim will go on his pace, Anton will go on his pace, Robert, everyone will go on their paces. And now it's up to me to just start chasing people in front, start gaining ground, because you will never know who's going to be in the race until the end, till the finish line. So one of the techniques that helps me psychologically to resist the pain is try to target perhaps a very specific competitor with a perfect pace, and just try your best to follow the metronome, because we find this technique relaxing and makes your heart rate stabilize, your breathing starts stabilizing by targeting anyone in front of you. Because sometimes I'm sure you've experienced this when you're alone. You tend to think about a lot of things, and once that happens, you start losing your focus. You start increasing your heart rate. Lactic acid starts building up on the legs, and to avoid this, just try to refocus your brain and your eyes into something else. Our very good friend over here from Scania, excellent runner. He's the best pacer that you can follow. Since he's on the other age category, I tried to ask him a favor if I can just follow him, because he tends to make this running a little bit more manageable. And he's very kind. He was very kind to let me tag along. So as we run along, the pace starts to get a little bit more stable. Your heart rate starts getting more stable. And this now helps us to increase both our pace. Since again, we're not on the same age group, we're not on the same distance, it allows us to work together.
Congratulations. We got Alvin Panganiban. From Team Godspeed, Ayana. Na-miss ko Team Godspeed. And nice to see your kids again. Sir Bri, please go to your spot. Third place. Second place. Our number one. Ito maraming fan base to. Coach Leon Cruz. Control, represent. Now this is what you like to see. You got Team Godspeed, Team Nakanchay, and Team Cruise Control. Diba? It means one thing, the trad community is back. It is back. Yan ang maganda dyan. Brian, Alvin, and Coach Leon, congratulations. At dahil 40 to 49 kayo, ito yung background music namin para sa congratulations, guys.
Coach. Hey.
They got good craft beer and good breakfast. Hope to see you guys there. 30 to 39, female, third place.
We got it. Big shout out to Brian and Alvin. These guys made the competition so much more worth it. It made me really push very hard, super hard. Big thank you to our marshals and volunteers, fellow competitors. Congratulations, Tom, everyone in the newbie class. Paco, first time newbie, thank you for the pacing. Everyone was worth it. Go Clark did a wonderful job. Judy and Terrence, couple. Ralph, from being obese to being super fit. And this is the crowd of CRZ. This community is all about smiles. Even if they're not part of your group, people are always welcome to give out their beautiful smiles. Thank you very much for everyone. We'll see you in the next race. So this is Piolo, Gwen Camino, Paul's better half, other half, younger brother. First time too, so it's his first time to do triathlon. This is Saidi, Mayor Saidi, finally. First time also to join a triathlon. Okay, so it's nice to see everyone here.
Oh, you're gonna go, I'm sure. Look at the mobile.
Now guys, don't be surprised.
We want to thank this guy.
I have to do an intro
They worked so
again,
hard.
so-
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Napatay ni DJ yung music.
This is the guy behind everything, huh? I want to thank him. Personally, they've been supporting sports in Clark, so we want to thank you. From CRZ, this guy makes everything so exciting. Thank you.
Salamat, Coach Lian. And Team Cruise Control. Hope to see you guys in the next race. Bye!
Next race, bye. Here we are. So when I was in kindergarten, this is my
Yeah.
when I
Okay.
was in Tito Nick, okay?
Oh yeah, Tito Lit.
Pampanga.
This call me Tito Lit.
Tito
Yeah.
Nick. They're the ones in charge of our safety, so we want to thank everyone
Okay.
and everyone.
And everyone. Yeah.
Thank
Say,
you.
Okay.
Remember my age group? No, not my age group. My swimming mate. How young are you, sir? 64. 64. I want to be like him when I grow up. Okay. So, a lot of people, we always race. We love racing, but you gotta find out who are the people behind the race, okay? So these are our really nice volunteers. Boom! They work so hard for Tri-Clark, Go Clark, and I think we gotta thank them. Thank you very much. Always under the sun, but they want to make sure. Thank you very much. That's them. Thank you, sir. We can never forget to thank them, okay? Thank you. So,
Too late.
you're already old? You're already old? Okay. This gentleman over here, they never get old.
enough, that's old.
No. Life starts at 45.
congratulations,
Okay, thank you very much, man. Thank you very much.
My age bracket.
Thank you. That's everyone going home? Everyone's going home. Okay. Now, you want to see a spaceship? There, that's a spaceship. Okay, see you. Congratulations. So we averaged, respectable 36 average speed. Yeah, that 60 is legit. We were flying, couldn't believe it, but this stuff really helped. That's why Tom also uses a disc. I think aerodynamics would really help out. So because of that, teamwork. 60. Thanks everyone. Definitely, you're gonna be duathlon next. Oh, it's my fan! You have so many pulburo in your mouth, even the nose. Yung butas ng ilong meron. Yan oh, kain ng kain. Oh, you finished it! Give me 5, man. Perfect. Mayor Saidi finished it. Kasi 45 pacing ko eh. All the time. So Mayor survived it? Dude, you survived it, huh? I think it's the glass. Oh, come on. One more. So, they flew all the way from Lanao. Yeah. This is what you call Maranao power. Woo! Yes. Okay. Congratulations, that's Lan. Nikki.
Congrats to Mayor's ID.
Mayor, and then I want to introduce you to the customs officer. All the approval comes from this department. Yeah.